What's really crazy about the year of Big 2025 is that the more that I look back into some of the streamers who inspired me to start being a content creator have all killed themselves, like Etika and Reck. And it is crazy how a death can really determine a YouTuber's legacy. So I thought this was a great video to react to and kind of reminisce of what happened. You know, how fucked up the social media sphere can be.
Death can leave behind a legacy of inspiration and a haunting reminder of the dangers of fame.
True.
From Reckful to Christina Grimmie, who was tragically murdered by a fan.
Bro, Christina Grimmie, I had a fucking, oh man. I believe I had a big crush on this chick back in the day. I believe. I can't remember. Her dying, that's just insane. Okay, we were the same age. Okay, thank God. Yeah, I probably had a crush on this chick back in the day.
We're gonna talk about the legacy that these 8 YouTubers left behind, starting with
being just brutally murdered too is just nuts. Like, suicide's one thing, but being brutally murdered by a fucking deranged fan is another. Like, Jesus Christ. I thought the bottom right was Mr. Beast, and I was like, wait, what the fuck happened to bro?
Reckful. He was a Twitch streamer with over 900,000 followers.
Yeah, so in case you don't know about Reckful, he's kind of the person who, well, let me first say, he is the person who introduced text-to-speech. So Reckful was a very parasocial streamer to his chat, and he wanted the way to connect with his followers better. So he introduced the idea of being able to TTS to chat. So he revolutionized the entire platform. It doesn't matter whether you know this guy, whether you don't like the guy, you have to understand he's one of the GOATs, because without that, live streaming would be nothing.
And was considered a genuine and talented figure who dominated the World of Warcraft scene
He was
before
insane.
Becoming a variety streamer.
He was nuts.
Despite his entertaining streams,
But let's be real. Even if you like Reckful, he still missed lethal at TwitchCon in a Hearthstone tournament. So to be honest, you know, I mean, is he that great? I don't know. How did bro miss lethal?
and candid personality, they revealed glimpses of his internal struggles.
My life outlook is kind of pitiful. I mean, I don't really enjoy being alive.
Oh, this is really sad, sorry. I try very hard to remember him very fondly, because I know that if I were to die after 5 years of me being dead, I'd be like, all right, come on, let's just make some jokes again. Let's try to remember the good times. But yeah, this shit was terrible. It sucks, because I always wanted to meet him. And I actually did consider moving to Austin just to like maybe have a chance of just like saying yo, but I missed that by a little bit, and I feel horrible for the guy. And I hate how parasocial I am. Like, oh, maybe if I was there, I would have given him a friend. But you know what I mean? Like, I just got to not think that way. But I can understand how Austin makes you crazy. I mean, you got to understand, like, I know how many creators who have been completely like blacklisted from the entire community off of doing fucking nothing. I don't know all the situation with Reckful. Maybe he was a problem. I have no fucking idea. But a lot of people in this community have been completely cut off, and that's enough to make anybody crazy.
Most days.
Even reaching a point where his fans begged him to book a session with a psychiatrist.
I remember, this is what motivated me to do Dr. K myself.
What do you mean by depression? Let's start there.
I've dealt with depression my whole life. Well, I've been diagnosed with bipolar type 2.
Thank you for doing this. Reckful being so public about his life and feelings is such a blessing in disguise. However, as his mental health challenges became more and more apparent, fans grew increasingly concerned about his well-being.
Maybe the trick is that
Holy fuck, I know where this is. What the fuck?
I need to die to get to the next part. There's another game. Should I risk it and find out?
Which was followed by Reckful posting his final tweet in July 2020.
I always thought it was dark humor whenever we talked like that. That's what's fucked up about the streaming world.
Reading, please just know in these situations, the insane person does
I hate people who blame this on Dr. K. Anybody who blames this shit on Dr. K is just fucking retarded.
not feel in control of their
Dr. K was one of the best things to ever happen to Reckful.
actions. Just hours later, it was confirmed that Byron Reckful Bernstein had taken his own life at 31. Didn't know I could.
I used to, oh, I hate talking about this. I used to love this fucking dude so much. Obviously, you know, it's parasocial shit. I never even knew the guy, but as a viewer, you do form some connections with the streamers you watch. But I go back and I watch Etika's last moments on stream and Reckful's last moments on stream, and it's just harrowing. You know, I remember where Etika was saying, oh man, I'll never see the end of Attack on Titan. Like, man, that shit was just haunting. And like seeing the follow-up and like the weeks beforehand, it's just, man, it's just like, fuck, you really think someone would have known and would have done something? It's so bad.
Could cry over someone I've never met in real life. There was just something so pure about Byron, and man, I miss him. In World of Warcraft, thousands of players gathered in game to hold virtual memorials.
That is so fucking beautiful, man.
With even
I'd completely forgotten that Asmund did this. I remember that. Dude, Asmund's a real ass motherfucker, bro. I swear to God. He's such a good ass dude. I love this man.
him by creating an NPC named Reckful. This left behind a complex legacy where he is remembered not only for his gaming prowess, but as a symbol of the often hidden mental health struggles within streaming culture.
Yeah.
But the same can't be said for Christina Grimmie,
This one was
whose
so
life
fucked
was
up.
cut short by a senseless act of violence.
Fucking nuts.
She was a talented singer who built a devoted following of over 3 million subscribers and was known for her beautiful song covers.
Dude, I legitimately, I was so afraid that night that shit happened to Ray, Cinna, and Emmy. Because, like, that's all that shit reminded me of. Is that motherfuckers be getting crazy around female streamers, bro. Straight up. It's fucking terrible.
Where her warm personality and incredible talent made her rise from YouTube cover artist to a competitor on The Voice. However, no one could have predicted the tragic way her promising career would end, because on June 10th, 2016, after performing a concert in Orlando, Christina was meeting with fans when an obsessed man named Kevin James Loibel approached her.
3 gunshots went off.
Pop, 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 pop.
I was traumatized. I didn't know what was going on.
I was in shock. I didn't know what to do.
A man in the crowd shot the singer at point-blank range.
Before the killer offed himself. At
Jesus.
just 22 years old, Christina's life was cut tragically short in what could have been a moment of connection with her supporters. Hashtags like "Rest in Peace Christina" flooded social media, with one
Jesus
heartbreaking comment on
Christ.
her video reading, "She was a great singer, took from us way too soon." It's so hard being a fan of Christina, knowing that she won't be there anymore. I pray the family can move on in her name.
Fucking terrible,
Christina
bro.
Grimmie will always be remembered for her remarkable
Like, this is the reason why I always carry my gun with me. Like, eventually, these stream snipers need to be made a fucking example out of. You know, like, these deranged people, like, they gotta understand that, like, this shit is not okay, bro.
talent and kindness, just like the next person on her list, who inspired
Like, nobody streaming should have to fear for their life every single time they go outside. You know what I'm saying? Or, like, when they do a public meetup, nobody should be wondering, I wonder if someone's gonna fucking stab me or kill me.
many with his interesting science experiments. Grant Thompson, the founder of the YouTube channel The King of Random, was a
You know what's crazy? I got a hate thread on LSF for saying that I carry when I go outside my home. That's what's insane. I got a hate thread for that. Sorry, that ain't ever gonna change.
DIY and science experiment creator with over 11 million subscribers and was known for turning everyday objects into fascinating projects. However, on July 29, 2019, Grant Thompson went paramotoring, which is a recreational activity combining paragliding with a motor-powered
But it's not even to protect myself, chat. It's to protect the people who I surround myself with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got 24-hour surveillance cameras going off in my house at all times that alert me if any human figure is around my fucking house. I'm a very paranoid man. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's wild. Like, and plus I live in Texas. Everybody fucking carries here, bro.
backpack.
You get bored? Ride the one wheel, please.
However, when he failed to return from his evening flight in Washington County, Utah, his family reported him missing, leading to authorities launching an extensive search and rescue operation using the last known GPS coordinates on his phone. Tragically, search teams discovered his lifeless body, along with damaged paramotor equipment, near Hurricane, Utah.
According to the researchers, it appears that the updraft suddenly changed, causing Grant to rapidly lose altitude. Just a few seconds later, Grant crashes.
Fans were devastated, with one writing, "I literally grew up watching him. He's the main reason why I want to become an engineer." His team made the hard decision.
Okay, my brain was playing tricks on me, and I misread that last word so hard. Jesus. Good God.
To continue his channel.
This channel is part of Grant's legacy. He would have wanted, and we know that his wife wants us to continue, so that is the plan going forward.
And while Grant Thompson will always be remembered for making science accessible and exciting, the next person left behind a legacy of heartwarming animal connections.
I got
Tyler
no
Powell from
idea who this
Time
dude
Bomb
is.
Animals was an animal caretaker who grew his channel to 2.4 million
Do you guys think they're gonna talk? You guys think they're gonna talk about two men in this video? Probably not, right?
subscribers, with his short, joyful videos showcasing his interactions with animals at a safari park.
The
Who the
bears
hell lets him?
are finally awake.
They're gonna let a
Fans
bear
loved his
hug
ability
him?
to
What the
form
fuck?
connections with
Hell no.
potentially dangerous wildlife. However, his devotion to animal care would ultimately lead to tragedy. On April 30th, 2024, while working in a
Don't tell me bro died from a bear.
giraffe enclosure at Tennessee Safari Park, Tyler was performing routine maintenance on a ladder when a giraffe unexpectedly moved towards him. However, the animal accidentally knocked him off his ladder, causing Tyler to fall from a significant height and sustain critical injuries injuries to his head and spine. He was immediately rushed to the nearest hospital, where doctors put him into a medically induced coma to reduce brain swelling. But despite the medical team's best efforts, Tyler Powell passed away on May 4th, 2024 at the young age of 27, leaving behind a young son. And
bro plays with bears and he dies to a giraffe. That's fucking terrible, bro. Oh, and they had a kid.
A community in shock. It was one of the worst losses ever. Why do men like Tyler have to be the ones that pass away and leave us? May he rest in peace. While Ty left a legacy as a dedicated, joyful animal caregiver, Laosu 55,000 had an equally impactful legacy. He was known for his remarkable ability to speak 50 languages fluently.
Jesus.
Often surprising strangers by speaking their native languages, creating moments of wholesome interactions.
Oh, I'm proud of you. You just made my day.
Better yet was when he spoke to a couple of waitresses at his restaurant. However, his linguistic journey would be cut unexpectedly short. On March 4th, 2021, just days before his 40th birthday, Laosu was rushed to a hospital in Phoenix, Arizona after experiencing severe chest pains while visiting the area. Despite getting medical attention, doctors were unable to save
my biggest fear. It's so freaky, bro. I'm like struggling with heart issues, man. It's so scary, bro. I feel so bad for anybody who's ever had to experience this, man. That's terrible.
Him, and he passed away due to heart complications that had gone previously undiagnosed.
Damn,
his
at
death
39,
came as a complete
bro.
shock to fans who had no clue of his serious health issues, especially when he posted this on his Facebook
at
2 days before his
39,
death.
what the
fuck? The last thing he posted on his Facebook was just about learning Sinhala.
The language learning community mourned deeply, with a Reddit post talking about how he inspired me to not only get into language learning, but he inspired me to think about different people and cultures with more of an open mind. While another on YouTube commented that he was an absolute icon in the
heart attacks sound like the scariest shit to go through, man. I hope to God I never have to experience that shit.
Polyglot community, and just a joy and a kind man in person. And while Laosu will always be remembered as a polyglot who built a huge audience with his wholesome interactions, Ed Gould from Ed's World did the same through his animated videos. He was a British animator behind Ed's World, which was a hit YouTube series known for its quirky humor and iconic characters that helped him gain over 500,000 subscribers. His animations were so iconic that it aired on the BBC. However, behind the colorful animations and
what you mean BBC?
Humor, Ed was fighting a
what do you mean the BBC channel?
Personal battle that his fans
they got Lakari on there?
Would come to know all too well. In 2006, at just 17 years old, Ed was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, a devastating diagnosis that would have crushed many people's spirits. And although he continued content creating through his cancer treatments, by 2011, after several years of treatment and remission, Ed made a heartbreaking announcement that his leukemia had returned, requiring more aggressive chemotherapy. However, Ed sadly lost the battle on March 25, 2012, at just 23 years old, with his friends
died from cancer at 23? What the fuck, dude? Jesus.
Delivering the devastating news to the community through a tragic blog post.
So young.
Ed was taken into hospital with a fever, but he was very weak from the fight and his body just gave up.
Despite Ed passing away, he is in our hearts as we will always remember him. And while Ed's story touched the animation community, Ziz became a legend in an
oh my God, he's actually real. I didn't even know this guy was real. I thought it was a meme. I didn't think this guy was actually real.
Entirely different world. He was an Australian bodybuilder and YouTuber who transformed from a skinny teenager into a fitness icon in the early 2010s, amassing over 100,000 followers across social media.
Goat.
From his humble beginnings as a self-described skinny kid, his transformation into a shredded, confident icon inspired thousands of young men to start their own fitness journeys.
That is fucking
However, the lifestyle
crazy.
Ziz promoted would ultimately lead to a tragedy. In August August 2011, Ziz traveled to Thailand for a vacation, regularly posting updates from Bangkok about partying and training at local gyms. However, while relaxing in a sauna, Ziz suffered a sudden cardiac arrest and collapsed. Despite emergency medical attention, he was pronounced dead at just 22 years of age, with medical reports revealing the following.
Doctors say the 23-year-old had an undiagnosed heart condition, but some say a growing obsession with body image
I should go get my heart checked.
is dangerous.
The fitness community was left in shock, with one commenter writing, "Ziz inspired a generation to work out. Please respect this guy." Gym meetups were held in his honor across the globe, and his catchphrases like "You Myron" and "We're all gonna make it, bruh" became legendary within fitness circles. But while Ziz will always be remembered for his huge impact in the gym community,
At 22 is psychotic, bro.
Grandpa Kitchen cemented himself as a figure of warmth and generosity. Narayan Reddy from the YouTube channel Grandpa Kitchen was an Indian YouTuber whose channel, launched in 2017, quickly grew to over 9 million subscribers thanks to his heartwarming videos cooking massive meals for orphaned and underprivileged children. He was known for preparing enormous portions of everything, from traditional Indian biryani to Western-style cakes and pizzas. However, in late 2019, fans began to notice Grandpa's absence from some videos, with his sons and nephews taking a more prominent role in the cooking process. Sadly, on October 27, 2019, at the age of 73, Narayana Reddy passed away after an illness that his family had kept private. His family posted a moving tribute video, which left behind a powerful legacy of compassion and service, with his family still continuing the channel, which is
Can you imagine being like 70 years old and being like, okay, well, I guess I'll record a video in case I die for my subscribers to see. Damn. Fucking so sad, bro. I can't imagine how scary it is getting older. My ass at 31. My ass with 1 foot in the grave. Jesus.
still dedicated to cooking massive meals for orphans and those in need, ensuring that Grandpa Kitchen's spirit of loving, caring, and sharing lives on in every meal served. And if you like this video, you'll probably enjoy this one as well. And don't forget to subscribe.
Well, great, man. Now I'm fucking depressed. Jesus Christ.